Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a powerful and emotional concept, a TV miniseries that captures one of the most pivotal moments in modern history, the attack on Pearl Harbor. This idea is titled Infamy, and it's a story told through three gripping episodes that explore the events of December 7th, 1941, from three very different perspectives: the Japanese military, the American forces, and the civilians caught in the crossfire. The first episode, titled The Rising Sun, would take us into the minds of the Japanese military leaders and pilots responsible for orchestrating the attack. This isn't about glorifying what they did, but rather understanding the motivations, strategies, and mindset that led to one of the most infamous acts of war in history. We'd explore the meticulous planning that went into the attack, showing the pilots preparing for what they knew would be a mission that could change the course of history. But beyond the strategy, we delve into the personal conflicts and doubts some of these soldiers might have had. Not everyone involved was a die-hard nationalist. Some were simply following orders, and their internal struggles would add depth to the narrative. This episode would culminate with the launch of the attack. The tension builds as we see the fleet approaching Hawaii, the pilots steeling themselves for the moment they must carry out their orders. The final moments of this episode would end just as the first bombs begin to fall, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats. The second episode, Day of Infamy, would shift focus to the American side. We follow key figures in the U.S., military who were stationed at Pearl Harbor on that fateful morning. We'd see them going about their routine duties, completely unaware of the impending disaster. This episode would capture the shock, confusion, and chaos that erupted as the attack began. We'd see the bravery of those who scrambled to defend the base, the horror of the destruction, and the heartbreak of lives lost in an instant. But it wouldn't just be about the military response. This episode would also humanize these soldiers by showing their fears, their desperate attempts to save their friends, and their thoughts of loved ones back home. The climax of this episode would focus on the immediate aftermath: the fires raging across the harbor, the stunned survivors trying to make sense of what just happened, and the realization that America would never be the same again. It's a gut-wrenching portrayal of one of the darkest days in U.S. history. The third and final episode, Echoes of War, would take us beyond the military and into the lives of the civilians who lived near Pearl Harbor. These were ordinary people, families, workers, and children whose lives were shattered in an instant. This episode would explore how the attack affected them, not just in the moment, but in the days and weeks that followed. We'd follow several different characters: a young boy whose father is stationed at the base, a local shopkeeper who sees the attack from afar, and a Japanese-American family who suddenly finds themselves viewed with suspicion and fear by their neighbors. This episode would highlight the broader impact of the attack, showing how it sent shockwaves through the entire community. The emotional weight of this episode would be immense, but it's a necessary part of the story. By focusing on the civilians, we'd get a fuller picture of the human cost of war, how it affects not just those on the front lines, but everyone touched by the conflict. Infamy would be a powerful, emotional, and harrowing miniseries that doesn't shy away from the brutal realities of war. By telling the story from multiple perspectives, we can create a more nuanced and complete understanding of the events that unfolded on December 7th, 1941. This isn't just about remembering history. It's about honoring the lives lost and learning from the past so that we can build a better future. If you enjoyed this concept and want to see more ideas like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How would you approach a series like Infamy? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.